So the previous video I was talking about. Alright, hi. Sorry, it's just like kind of felt like I'm still talking to you guys. I forgot that every video is posted on a separate day, so what's up? We're not doing it for attention, we're doing it for entertainment. That's the previous video. And I don't know what I wanted to talk about more in terms of the entertaining aspect. But I would like to highlight that even though the currency of exchange is of this world is monies / cash or / just tangible monetary currency, fiat currency, the truth behind what we do is not really like the money, or at the very least shouldn't be the money, though most of the time we feel that what rewards us is the money. So trusting the process. You hear that all the fucking time. The only way you can actually trust the process is if it actually reflects itself directly on you. And how can you do that if it's not entertaining you to a point for you to want to continue doing it? And I feel like the whole, like, we're not doing it for attention, we're doing it for an experience. It's kind of like a fight between me and myself, where I was like, we're not doing it for the attention, we're doing it for entertainment, sorry. Is because, did I say entertainment first or experience? I don't know. So we're not doing it for attention, we're doing it for entertainment, because at times we feel like when people are not really responding the way we want, we cater to how we would want them to respond. Instead of insisting on being true to what we're doing itself, we adjust it for people. I think that's probably the dumbest thing that human beings tend to do all the fucking time, all of us. That's basically like relinquish your own opinion maybe and giving it and relying on others. And the reason I say that is because like it's a lot more entertaining when you kind of like are opinionated about yourself and you're kind of like working with yourself. It doesn't really give you attention, but it takes away the need for it. Yeah, that's on the previous video. Today's video is the expression "min ilujledi" when I'm thinking of a LinkedIn post. Expression "min ilujledi." So, by the way, yeah, I write Arabic and English, and there's an actual language for Lebanese Arabic and English. We use the letters that signify the different like sounds we make. Yeah. Ha, that's an actual sound we make in Arabic. Ha, habibi, hayawan, haram. So the expression "min ilujledi" means who has the energy. Yes, who has the energy, and that's normally reflected in when you want to do chores and you're like, who has the energy? As in, like, that's how we practically like describe it in Arabic. So who has the energy when I'm thinking of a LinkedIn post? I think I wanted to post because like that's basically the structure. Like I do something on YouTube and then I kind of like describe it and then I go and I post. And as of recently, I haven't been consistent with that, which is probably because I've been working from home. I kind of lose a certain track of consistency when I'm working at home. And the idea behind it is the consideration behind, or the consideration for that wasted energy, where you really are just debating with yourself whether it's making sense or not. And I feel that's a profound thing that I just wrote here, simply because that's kind of me calling out. I mean, like just doubting, maybe, and I don't want to use, it's not doubting. It's me not really trusting where this is going or how this could work, and re-questioning things that I got out of my system, because like when you're doing something, when you initiate something, you always have a lot more energy, and as the energy calms down, it doesn't calm down, but more things interfere. So what happens, the more things that you can, when your energy is up, you kind of like push things away. And I think that's what people call motivation. I don't think that's what motivation is. I think that's kind of a form of anxiety. And so what happens is you kind of like get excited and you start moving. You get excited. Excitement and anxious and anxiety are the same feeling, by the way. They're just, you represent them. They're the same emotion represented in different feelings. Yes. Because same, like your body approaches things the same way, whether you're excited or anxious. If you're excited to go camping, you don't sleep. You're anxious, you have a meeting the next day at work, you don't sleep. Your heart's pounding, your mind is racing, and all that good stuff. So when your energy is kind of like at a higher level, everything, you zone into certain things, and everything kind of like dies out. But as your energy gets depleted, specifically towards whatever it is you're doing, right? Because like that's how we scatter our attention. We're no longer focused on one thing, and on top of all of that, if you're focused on one thing, you cannot discover what you already see, and then you have to discover something new to raise your energy levels or something like this. And within that, there's the period of consistency, where you're kind of like doing things, moving, like just kind of like trusting that this will end up creating something new, believing that you're going somewhere else when you're feeling like you're stuck in your place. I think that kind of like is what happened when I was like thinking of a LinkedIn post, and I was like looking at myself and having to go through the grind of every single day, looking through the scheduled posts, trying to post something, thinking of a different way to schedule a post, and all the kinds of ways for us to be able to, for me to be more consistent in what I'm doing. And for the sake of something that you kind of like no longer see in front of you, because you're looking at no longer see in front of you. Because what's in front of you has become the closest things that allow you to take a step forward towards it. It's a beautiful way to actually like say it. And what happens is whatever is like got your energy up, you kind of realize the distance. So now your energy has to go through these mundane things. And you formulate your plans, your structures. You formulate your actions one way or another. Kind of like engage with them based on your own terms. Or at the very least, like you figure something out, and then that something out has to be figured out again, and that other thing has to be figured out again. And other stuff have to come in the way. Slow and steady, though, we find ourselves moving. But we can't really see the distance, because what we see is the overall like thing that piqued our energy. And we kind of need that extra surge of energy, or the new surge of energy, in order for us to be able to see the outside world, or at the very least to see the world beyond what we're doing right now. That will give us a smaller boost, or at the very least would create that space that our feet have traveled, or our existence have traveled towards that end goal and towards the vision. And so I think it's basically a balance between like, who has the energy, but you kind of have to make energy until you get energy. And when you get energy, you kind of have to be efficiently using that energy instead of kind of like spreading yourself too thin. And then from there, you take a step forward. And ultimately, like with every time you realize that, or you say who has the energy, or you realize you don't have energy, is a perfect time for you to kind of like, it's not taking a step back, but wallow in your sadness and kind of accept that your movement in the current space hasn't really been efficient and effective. And so effectively what happens is that's you declaring failure, right? One way or another. I know all of us don't want to declare failures and shit like this. So the idea behind accessibility towards the stages are merited by when we really realize that where we're in right now is not the place that I want to be. It goes back to the video that I said before, like our life reflects the lower standards that we accept. And ultimately, if you take like the ultimate vision or the vision that you have, the ultimate version of yourself, and every stage is a new standard that you will accept, or at the very least that a new standard that you have left a standard for to get to. And ultimately, looking at yourself when you're depleted of energy is the perfect time for you to go like, this is not where I want to be, because wherever I want to be has energy around it. And from there, take a step forward. It's turned out to be a lot prettier than I thought it would. It helps with the visualizations as well. I don't know how the fuck I do this, man, but I like it. I hope you guys like it too. I love you. It's a video.